Hey YouTube, Sam here. Well, my power steering pump here on my '01 Ford Escape has been moaning and whining. And I thought I was going to have to rebuild it or replace it, whatever, and tear everything apart. But I've been kind of inspecting, and I've noticed a leak over here on the passenger side of the car. And I just kind of assumed it was oil, but it turns out I believe it's power steering fluid. And if you go all the way up to right there, you can tell that this is where the leak's coming from, is this hose right here. And I noticed, if I put the light behind here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's definitely down low on fluid, but it's not all the way low, so therefore, I've looked at the bigger lines and I don't see any leaks in those. I've looked at some of the rest of the lines, don't see leaks. The only leak I see is right out of this top, what appears to be some sort of a pressure line that kind of comes from back there, goes all the way there. Well, probably comes from your steering rack or whatever it's steering, and into here, and this is no longer holding fluid. So I'm assuming there's some sort of O-ring or gasket or something in there, so I'm going to go ahead and tear this apart and see what we can see. Alright, hopefully you can see this. I got a 18mm wrench, and this was actually pretty loose, and I'd actually tried tightening it up, and it still was kind of wobbling around. You can see where the fluid is leaking out on this side of the nut here. So I got a bucket below me, and I'm hoping this isn't super pressurized or anything. In fact, I'm going to go put some safety glasses on here. I got my safety glasses on just in case we have any problems here. And probably should have a line wrench or something like that for this, but I don't, so. But it's pretty big and it was fairly loose to begin with. Line. So I'm thinking you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to undo this. Well, it appears to be, I don't know, it's 8 or 10mm, we'll see. So that this can move around, because otherwise I'm afraid I'm going to bend this. So I got a 10mm bolt, or ratchet here, socket, like that, so it's more flexible here. Well, I don't know how I did it, but I found a actual something that would go into here and a plug that would plug the end of that up. I don't even know what it is, so don't bother asking. There's some, I don't know if it's Teflon tape, no, some sort of white, fairly hard gasket of some sort that's all shredded up in here. It's almost like an aluminum, I don't know if you can see the piece there. So I'm going to have to kind of do some research and figure out what that is, and then we'll hopefully be able to just replace that. And that right there is now from Amazon the gaskets we need. I believe it's the small one, but it looks closer to the big one, so we'll have to see if they stretch or how it goes. But there's the number right there if this works. The only reason why I found these is they say they would work when I looked up what I was looking for on Amazon, and that's what they look like. They come in a pack of 2, and they're a little over $5. I actually got the bigger of the 2 here, and because these are not real flexible. I'm not exactly sure which way they should go. In fact, it looks like there is actually kind of a round side and a flat side, I believe. Like that, but I had to use this a little bit to kind of get it around there. Use at your own caution. And it's just right on the tip here, so I'm hoping I can kind of thread it on now that it's on the tip. And you probably can't see any of this, but I'm just turning this and threading it on here. I'm not going to be able to get it in video. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing, so hopefully any of this gets on there. Area right in here And I'm kind of wondering if that's where it's supposed to be at. I'm going to take it that far for now. We're going to pull the plug out and screw that in. That still doesn't seem like it's going to stop it from leaking out of the spot, so I'm wondering, we're going to pull this out and see what that gasket looks like. Still looks like it's intact. That is still moving around a lot more than I want it to. I don't know if this is going to work. Yeah, it's not moving in and out, but it's definitely moving side to side a whole lot more than I would like. This motor mount kind of moved up a little bit when I replaced it, so you can go see that video. So this kind of bends forward a little bit. Well, that's my best guess of how to fix that. It's even on the packaging, it says it's for Ford. And I'll plug this back in, and I'm going to have to, well, that clip's pretty good. There's a clip broken on the back here from somebody previous. That seems to be clipping in there good enough that it shouldn't fall away here, so we're going to leave that there. I'm at a point I should be able to start this thing up and start looking to see if it drains anything out. I'm going to go ahead and top it off with some fluid. I actually have some Lucas stop leak stuff I'm going to go ahead and top it off with. And hopefully between that and what I just did, it'll get a few more miles down the road without leaking. Proof I need to heed my own advice and look at books once in a while. It even has pretty good pictures, and I don't know if that's a tool or just like a pin cap of some sort, but you're supposed to have this thing anyway, whatever you decide it ends up being, and push your Teflon gasket on there and then slide it up over the top and onto the threads. And then it still doesn't have a good picture of exactly where it's supposed to go, but I do believe it just goes on the end of the threads. I don't think it goes up over the edge there, because there's another picture in here right there that it appears like it's sitting kind of back. You know, that edge piece is kind of sitting right there so you can see it. So who knows, you'll know if it leaks, I'll tell you. So the power steering appears to not be leaking anymore. I can steer it, it's not whining like crazy, so at least from that area we're doing right. Hopefully if there's any other leaks or anything like that, some of that leak stuff will work on it. Anyhow, I think we got it. We got the power steering leak hopefully fixed. We'll see. Anyhow, we're going to call that one a video. This is Sam, Jack of all, and obviously Master of none. You all have a good one.